Today I'm testing out the Nuni Torres nail product, and I ran out of paper towels, so we had to use toilet paper. When I first seen the acrylic nail art brush, I was so excited, but I realized that the brush was only good for stirring acrylic powders. This fake acrylic nail art brush was so annoying to use. It was difficult to clean out, and it drank up all my monomer. I didn't even know they made fake acrylic nail art brushes anymore. Now I'm going to show you a side-by-side of me using my acrylic nail art brush from my local nail supplier versus the Nuni Torres acrylic nail art brush. Now once I used a real acrylic nail art brush, I was able to see how beautiful and vibrant his acrylic powders are. Now the fumes on that monomer was a little too strong. Even some of my customers agreed. Now I'm going to show you how the brushes looked after I cleaned them with monomer. Now why his brush look like this? After I top coated them, here's all the beautiful colors. But look at his brush.
Fraud. Yup.
So many people
Do y'all remember this guy?
and not for his art.
He was scamming nail techs, y'all.
Nails, perfect shape.
Nuni
I've never been
Torres,
perfect at everything.
A
like,
reality show. Hundreds of thousands of followers on social media.
you thought we was not
Every time he
going
gets caught,
to talk about what you
He's a
did?
popular nail tech.
You thought you was
Nuni
finna get away.
Torres. People spending
You
hundreds
thought
of
you was
dollars
gonna
to
run
book
a
appointments
Ponzi
with him
scheme
or take his online
of a
nail
nail
classes.
acrylic
he
line
is a scammer. Just
and get away with it.
Not order anything.
Now,
They say he pops up in different cities
look at you, look there.
advertising his
Just
services.
there.
But when it's time to work,
Now you on the shade room being blasted.
and the one trick that his customers say he pulls to steal their money,
Like,
something
can't make
CSR
this up.
investigates
Like,
has never seen
embarrassing.
before.
So this is my new scammer collector.
Don't get me wrong, Nuni's work is tea. But the issue is one, him scamming people. Two, he has a horrible attitude when it comes to this whole seasons nail techs versus new nail techs. It's always, we're doing stuff wrong, we're not doing this, we're not doing that, always scolding our work. And mind you, we learn from the older people, but when you're too busy trying to be a scolding individual instead of the teacher, it's weird. Then on top of that, like, you scolding us, but you're literally admitting that you were working in states where you're not licensed. So honestly, at this point, you put out shit, you get shit.
Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. Hope you guys are doing absolutely amazing. If you're not, I hope that your day, the hours, the months, the weeks, everything gets much, much better. Hopefully this video will just bring a little bit of sunshine your way. But anyway, don't mind me if the lighting is a little off or different or whatever. It's because it's late and I wanted to make this video because I ran across something I wanted to bring to you guys' attention. Look a little ashy. It's all right. I'm just coming from work. Nails still bald headed, but it's all right. Listen, I was scrolling across the little, Instagram, because I'm not necessarily a TikTok girl unless I'm bringing y'all something, but scrolling across the old Instagram, and I came across somebody I hadn't seen in a long time, and it was a nail influencer that I used to watch. Not even watch. I used to follow him many years ago on TikTok. Listen to me, girl. The TikTok brain isn't full of it, but anyway, I used to watch him on Instagram a while back, and when I say watch, it was very loose. Like, that was like when Instagram was just doing like the little quick little somethings, and he had like nail classes that he used to always do. And I remember him selling acrylic, and I remember watching his videos, and sometimes he'd be in the shop and sometimes he wasn't. A lot of times he was doing courses, master classes, and all that stuff. And the clips that I put at the beginning, I put them there for a reason, and I'm going to have a clip right after me jibber jabbing, just to warn y'all about these master classes. I know customers, clients, people that's out in the regular world that are not service providers, y'all probably gonna laugh at us, but not the nail techs scamming old nail techs. The nail techs are scamming the nail techs. If I'm being honest, hairstylists, wig layers, all them people, they have been scamming each other forever. I mean, and it's no different from the veneer techs. They offer these classes, these courses, and they claim that, oh yeah, you're going to be so great after you're finished. And this, I'm going to teach you how to do this. I'm going to teach you how to make all this money. I'm going to teach you how to put acrylic on, and lies. Listen, if it's not in you, it's just not in you. You can't learn anything over a course of a couple of hours. You can learn maybe new techniques. Maybe you can learn about new products that you haven't heard of. Maybe you can even get a little bit better, let me see, at your business skills, your customer service skills. Maybe you can learn marketing and those type of things. But let me tell you something. If I'm being honest, everything can be learned on the old YouTube. Because when I tell you that our clients as service providers are going to the old YouTube and getting rid of us left and right because y'all ain't providing quality customer service, it's true. So when you see these little courses, or you see somebody that looks like they're popular on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and you're like, you know what? I want to pay for that. And this is not me knocking. Look, if you're a nail tech and you have found a niche where you can charge your clients all type of money, and really your clients are your peers. If you can find a way to charge them money and, you know, make good money by doing whatever, then hey, do that. I just have always felt like it was a little scammy. And then we have the nail techs and I'm gonna keep it to nail techs because this is specifically for nail techs, but this applies to all service providers. But in the nail industry, just like the hair industry, you have people that have gotten popular. So now they decide that they're chemists, that they can do the products. It's almost like the makeup artists that decide, you know, I make beautiful makeup tutorial videos, so now I can sell makeup. And only a few have done that because it is in them, and this is what their goal was, and this is what they have a passion for. Versus a lot of these nail techs, they go on Alibaba, slap their name on the stuff and sell it to you, and it's not even quality stuff. They're not in the scientist room or the laboratory or whatever it's called trying to put these. They're not, you know, they're not doing that. They are going on any site that you can possibly go on and just slapping their name on their things. I can guarantee you, because it takes a ton of time, a ton of just knowledge about the things in order to say, okay, this is how I want things formulated, and they're not doing that. So whether they be selling you products, courses, or just dreams, they out here scamming each other. And I think it's funny to a certain extent. But all that to say, what brings me here is, like I said, I was scrolling across Instagram and I ran across the Shade Room. And at the beginning of the video, I did put a little couple clips in. And I was like, I know him. I don't know him, but he's from Florida and he does nails. And I just always follow him because he did such a good job. But I followed him just to see what he was doing. But I knew he was doing courses and he was selling acrylic and all that stuff. And then he kind of fell off, and then he came back, and I remember him having attitudes and people talking about him, just all the things. But I ain't know that he was out here scamming. Like, I remember him like losing a shop or something like that. But kind of find out that, you know, he's been traveling, he's been selling acrylic, he been calling people, talking about, hey, I do it. Well, he ain't even calling people. That's me lying. But apparently he's been booking clients and stuff, and it's just a whole bunch that's going on. And I just want to set the video up. But all that to say that, you know, just because you see somebody that is considered an influencer and they start selling a course and they sell you dreams of becoming the next biggest thing, their job is to sell to you. You are the product. You are the product. They're not selling you nothing that you can't get on YouTube. And that's just being honest. And like I said, you know, that's not me being a hater or anything, because I have nothing to sell anybody. That's just me being a nail tech and knowing. I mean, I've been doing this for almost 30 years and I haven't seen anything new. I mean, I've seen different techniques, different things, but nothing really new. Nothing that I'm going to pay my hard-earned money for, other than maybe, you know, continuing education and things I have to pay my money for. But all that to say, we're going to watch some videos. We're going to see what really happened here. But this video, this is kind of summing up what I wanted to say to y'all, but it's not, I'm not saying it as graceful as I want to. So we're going to watch these videos together. And, you know, I'm going to interject like I typically do. Make sure y'all like and comment and share and all the things. Make sure we're in the comments talking about it. How do y'all feel about it? I mean, are you the guys that are saying like, oh my God, finally they're getting their just desserts because, you know, these nail techs been scamming people forever, so they need to get scammed too? Or you like, you know what, a scam is a scam is a scam. It don't matter if they're selling you e-courses on how to budget. A scam is a scam is a scam. And have y'all even heard of this situation? Have you been scammed? I mean, I just need to know. I'm so curious. So let's get into the video. All right.
Real quick, have y'all seen the video of the nail tech that did the nails on the lady that her nails were like super long? She didn't get them filled in for X amount of years. It had a whole bunch of fungal growth underneath, but she still did the nails, and she's a licensed nail tech. Yeah, so another creator made a video, and she was questioning the fact, like, you just got your certification in April. I have a question. Would you teach this to your students? Phenomenal question. Led me to a thought process I always have. Hold on, backtrack. The creator also found her information online, which is public information, and she found out that this girl also just got her license in April. Congratulations, but it's too soon to be making judgments if you should be filling in nails that have fungal growth. Whatever. I'm no licensed nail tech, but I feel like it's common sense. So keep in mind, she just got her license in April, right? She's charging $300 for a masterclass. Great. Maybe you are good at your job and your license, you can do that. But back to my point, a $300 masterclass for somebody who started in April, okay? And who's also online showing people how to do nails over fungus. Yeah. So my point is that these master classes a lot of times are scams. And it's not only the fact that they teach you things that you shouldn't be doing. Here's really what my point is. This girl was just licensed in April, right? There's a lot of these people who are doing these master classes and are not even licensed. Yeah, I said it because y'all know y'all not. Now, we know that Google is free, right? Or you can simply ask the question, are you licensed, right? But sometimes you're so desperate to get a job. Sometimes you're so desperate to create something of your own that you don't necessarily see these things, and you're trusting this person who is kind of like your mentor for this. Some of these people sell these master classes and they make it seem so amazing. Like, start making $500,000 a year, start making $100K a year. I do this on my own time. Like, the shit sounds good. And I'm a victim. Twice. They got me twice. You know what? I don't even want to say they got me. I got. Because what they love to leave out is that depending on what state that you're in, you do have to be licensed for certain things. And they don't tell you that. Because they know that that's going to stray a lot of us away. Because you got to go to school. Now, a lot of us can afford, to try to pick up this trade and to go to school, right? So they quickly take your money and you think that you're a nail tech, but you're not licensed because you don't have nothing from your state that you're licensed, okay? And yes, you can still do it if you want to, but you gotta hope somebody don't call the state board or something on you one day. You gotta hope you don't go to jail, And they just quickly take your money with no problems. $300 each person. I paid $600 once in 8, ma'am. So yeah, I'm just here to say that those master classes are a scam, okay? More than likely, depending on what state you live in, you do have to be licensed for certain things. And if you are licensed and you're picking up a trade from someone, make sure that this person is doing everything you would want done on your nails, your face. Don't play about your nails, your face, your body. Don't play about none of that stuff. Go to people who are licensed. I don't know if it's, as I get older, I don't want nobody that's not licensed or nobody that's not amazing in what they do to play in my body, face, hair, whatever. Not happening. So those master classes, they're a scam.
See, that's what I was trying to tell y'all. Most of the people that are giving these classes are just giving the classes, just like the vanilla techs. They're not really even licensed, or if they're licensed, she said homegirl had just went to school in April. Like, what are you going to teach? And then mind you, the girl shot the video in October. What are you going to teach me? And me as somebody, like I said, I've been doing this for a very, very long time, and I'm no master in anything. I'm good at what I do. But for me to explain it to you, I am not licensed to do that. And I'm not going to teach nobody nothing based on the fact that I think I'm good. Because at the end of the day, when you go out here and you cutting up people and giving them funguses and infections and their finger fall off, you're going to point to me and say, I'm the one who gave you the course. What? Nah, I ain't even with it. So y'all are bold. Y'all are really bold. But anywho, so we're going to get into just other creators that I typically watch. And it's so funny because this next creator, he is usually very, very funny. So for me to come across a video with him and he's a little more somber and just like soft spoken, I kind of stuck his video a little bit. But it's a well-known fact. Apparently, I mean, I can't say fact. Can't say fact because it's not a fact. He hasn't been charged with anything, but it's like a well-known secret, I guess, that this particular nail tech has been out here doing things. And I remember seeing him on like a reality show or something like that. And I was like, is he even licensed? I remember he was selling ads. I'm like, how did he get here? But that's how social media moves things along. You can be nobody one day and the next day you everybody, right? So we're just going to listen to what he's talking about, because like him, a lot of us have followed this particular nail tech for plenty of years. You'll find that our space is not really as big as it, especially when you're true to your craft. Our space is very small as far as nail techs, lash techs and all that, true to the game, true to what it is. So, we follow each other, and, you get tips from them, and they motivate you, and you learn things from them for free. So we're going to listen to him and just kind of hear what he has to say, because apparently he got a little more insight than I do, because I wasn't paying attention to, it came across my thing. So let's watch him and see what he got to say, y'all.
It finally happened. The Nuni Torres scandal of scamming has hit a big platform like the Shade Room. If a lot of us probably knows about him scamming for years now, years and years now. I've ran into it when Nailtech used to send me messages, say, hey, I got scammed by Nuni Torres buying his products on a website. I just tell them, just report it fraudulent and just get your money back. I spoke up on that a few times, once or twice back then. But essentially, he just stopped selling nail supplies, stopped promoting his products, because and I was assuming he's going to start over a new leaf, redoing his content, change his name, rebranding.
Whole bunch of names.
There's always a GoFundMe for this and that. And he has a big following. People do support him. And even in the comment section, when, people call out for scamming, there's always going to be that cult following that defend him tooth and nail, even though the receipts is as long as the CVS receipts. I think where he crossed the line was when he started scamming clients and also scamming students. He would take appointments, take deposits, and just cancels and no shows, just go to another state or something like that. It takes a lot to do that to a client. And with the students, it really hit home for me, because as someone that teaches classes, you have to understand it's a lot of money for some. It may not be for some, but for some, it's a lot of money to invest in themselves, to better themselves in this industry. And when they trust you and they support you to teach them, and you're scamming them out of that money, it's just really very grimy to me. And it's almost to the point where it's habitual. And you have to understand, with this platform like Nuni Torres, he thrives on the negativity. The saying, any attention is negative, even if it's negative publicity is good publicity. So it's okay for him. It's a chronic habitual type of mentality with the scamming with him. Is he needs money, he'll just scam. It's very easy. And his image is already the way it is. So there's no point of making your image better, right? In that sense, I think scamming the students and the clients is really crossing the line, borderline for me, because it's devastating. It's almost like someone, scamming you out of rent money, or even money to pay for your car note. And the money is probably you might have gotten that money from your family or friends, borrowed it just to better yourself and try to make it in this industry. But essentially, I think one of the best things that can happen now at this point is that the social media platforms just remove his social media accounts, because he's actively breaking community guidelines, as in using the account to actively scam people. And there is receipts. There's plenty of, screenshots and videos, and a lot of people are talking about it now. So I hope this really puts an end to the scam ring. I mean, his account's not private now, so let's see what happens if he revamps himself and if a GoFundMe pops up or something like that. And I'm pretty sure there's people out there who still support him.
And see, that's the thing. When I go through, and I was kind of doing a little bit more research about what's going on, I ran across a lot of his videos. I put his name in, I put in controversy, scam, and all those things, the things you search for. And he came up, his videos came up. So it's almost like he feeds off of that. So his brand is that. And some of the videos I was watching that he produced were I don't know if it was clickbait, because I didn't really watch them. And he'll tell you that he's not licensed. He'll tell you that, certain things are ghetto and just very negative. Now, I don't know if it's just his personality or if that's how he has built his following, his clientele. Like I said, it was on Instagram, so it wasn't really much for him to say or do. His nail work was really, really good. And he was giving classes and all type of stuff. And I just used to like to watch his designs and watch how he worked and just those things. That time he wasn't talking. So that's probably why I was watching him, because he had nothing to say. So I don't know. But this young lady is just basically giving a little more insight into what's going on. And I'm not going to really say the man's name, because he got 15 of them. I'm going to let the people talk, and, we're going to just watch it. And, as we're going through, I am going to get to the video, and I'm probably not going to talk too much more in this video until the end, because throughout this video, you're going to see kind of the Shade Room's take on the whole thing and what led me to this. And then also the young lady that even started it off. I think that's important to see what happened. And yeah, just let's continue to watch.
All right, everybody. Finally, I have an update on the Nuni Torres, Giovanni Hernandez situation. I have a lot of new information. I'm sorry it took me a while to get here. I've been on vacation for 2.5 weeks. I was just in the car for 20 hours yesterday. But I want to first start off by saying, if you have experienced some sort of scamming situation with Nuni Torres, Giovanni Hernandez, Angel Torres, any of his names, please email. Click the link in my bio. It gives me my email. Email as much evidence as you can. Send it all to me. I'm going to be trying to open a case with the District Attorney of Florida. So I need as much information as y'all can give me. So as a lot of you have seen, he has since posted a video saying, like, I'm trying to refund everybody. Give me a second. Typical scammer shit. If you go watch the video, he contradicts himself over and over and over again. It's not, don't buy into it. Freaking lights turn off. This may have to be a 2-part video because I have a lot of ground to cover here, but we're going to go over what I've been sent. So I have someone that has reached out to me. I'm going to let you guys pause to read it. Stupid freaking lights. But this person has asked to remain anonymous for obvious probable reasons, so we're just gonna go with what we know. If you read this message, for a while did a lot of business for Nuni, Giovanni, whatever, and I do have proof of this. They sent me screenshots asking if this person can be an assistant for the job. Here's the pay. If you look up at the very, very top, there's a phone number. I did confirm that is his phone number. And no, I'm not being weird by posting his phone number. This is literally the phone number posted on his own Instagram page.
Orlando.
So it's not a lie. Now this person decides to message me and be like, hey, he's a scammer. I have all this evidence. I've done all this deep diving information. And before I go into it, there's a lot of stuff that was mentioned. I'm only going to list the things that were able to be proved by a very quick search on the internet. This person sent me a lot of links, a lot of, citations and, complaints online, blah, blah, blah. They gave me a lot of other information, and obviously there was some stuff where they were like, hey, I know that this is true, but I don't have physical proof of it, but here's the information if you want it. I'm not here to dox somebody. I'm not here to spread false information, so I'm not going to share that just because of the fact that there's no physical evidence of it.
That was 2 years ago.
Or Nuni Torres or whatever your other aliases are, this one's for you. If you don't know what's going on right now, this girl right here, and I'm going to put a snippet of her clip right now.
When I was 15, and I was teaching myself.
And we're going to watch the whole clip so you can see the range of emotion she goes through. So that's what I'm kind of talking through.
I felt so bad for this girl because in the first part of her video, she was so excited. The second part of video, she was fighting back tears and she just was fed up and really didn't know what else to say. I have always been saying that he is a scammer. Everybody has been saying that he is a scammer. He has loyal followers because he puts out fantastic work and he is saying, oh, nail tech shouldn't be charging this, or this. So his target audience are the consumers to be on his side because there's more of them than there is of us nail techs. His videos are so controversial. If you watch one, he says one thing, but then if you watch another one, he backtracks what he says into it's just a whole mess. He's a mess. I've never purchased his acrylics. Does he put out good work? If it is his work, absolutely he puts out good work. I am not knocking that. But that doesn't justify you in being a piece of shit. Okay, what you did to this girl, taking her money, taking her deposit, she booked a flight to come see you in Houston, and then she had to cancel that flight without that money. Then she drove an hour and a half to Philly where you gave her 2 addresses and nobody was living there, and then you ghosted her when she tried to call you and DM you? Who does that? I've said it once, I've said it twice, I've said it thrice. This man is a piece of shit. Sorry.
So,
here's the girl.
It is now 12:04. I have a nail appointment with the Nuni Torres or Giovanni Nails in Philly. Originally, when I made the appointment, it said it was in Houston. I made a plane ticket for Houston. That was fine. And then he announced that he was going to be in Philly. I contacted the number on his website and was just like, hey, I already booked my appointment for Houston 2 weeks in advance. Should I wait? Should I go to Philly? There was no response. So I just canceled my flight to Houston, which cost me $100. The ticket was like $175. And then, I didn't book my hotel yet. I had to cancel my car, which was only like $35. But my appointment's at 2:30. I live in Delaware. It usually takes me about an hour and a half to get to Philly from my house, but there's traffic, so it said it's going to take me an hour and 50 minutes. So that's why I'm leaving now at 12:06, and I'll get there at least 30 minutes early. That's fine. I'll just wait in the car.
She's all excited.
But we'll see how it goes. I will update you. It's 2:50. I guess it was a scam. I'm really like holding back tears because when I was 15, you know, and I was teaching myself how to do nails, I was watching his videos, and he was in Florida, and I remember asking my mom if for my 16th birthday we could go to Florida so I can get my nails done by him. It was 2 addresses. It's the same address. One was east, one was west. When you go to west, there's a house. In the east, there's not a house. It says that there is on Google Maps, but there's nothing there. I knock on the door. I walk all the way on the other side of the block to see if maybe I missed it. I ask around. Nobody can give me an answer. I walk all the way back. Finally, somebody comes out and they say nobody lives there. So, yeah. I called a lot of times. I left voicemails, I texted, I DM'd him on Instagram. I bought his acrylics. I've supported him for 11 years. I've followed all of his Instagrams, his TikToks, his YouTubes. And even when other people were like, he's a scammer, I was like, I never had a problem. So
they say he is a fraud. Yop, yop.
So many people know him for his scamming and not for his art.
Nails are his claim to fame.
Perfect nails, perfect shape. I'm known for doing perfect everything.
A reality show.
I knew it.
Thousands of followers on social media.
Every time he gets caught, it's something else.
He's a popular nail tech, Angel Torres. People spending hundreds of dollars to book appointments with him or take his online nail classes.
He is a scammer. Who does that?
Do not order anything from this man.
They say he pops up in different cities advertising his services. But when it's time to work,
I guess it was a scam.
And the one trick that his customers say he pulls to steal their money, something TSR Investigates has never seen before.
So this is my new
So he had the nerve to name
All you have to do is click the link directly on
his products, Scammer. So yeah, that's it, y'all. I mean, I didn't want to put too much in there because I want you guys to do your own search if you're interested in the situation. I just thought it was interesting that, you know, somebody who's so influential in the nail industry, especially with nail art and, you know, just the way he does nails, because he does like old school nails, like where he just, it's not complex, but it's beautiful. And to know that people have been booking him. And like I said, you know, they've been following him for at least 10 to 11 years. To hear that girl's story is heartbreaking because can you imagine somebody has been following somebody? It's almost like following like Beyonce or somebody, only to find out that they're a scammer in the end. That's not right. You know what I mean? And because, you know, like I said, it's a small community of us that are, and when I say us, because I'm gonna include myself, but it is a small community, especially I'm in Florida, and the ones of us that have been doing nails for years and years and years, everybody knows us, you know, and just like I can say a name, they're like, oh yeah, I know her. She used to do my nails. She used to do my mom's nails or whatever. But if I heard a situation where like, oh yeah, she was out here scamming, I would feel totally like devastated for the people. You know what I mean? And that's the same situation here. They're giving courses, they're giving classes. He sells acrylics, he does all this. So between selling acrylics, giving classes, doing nails, and Come to find out he's doing it out of a house, and he has a video where he's like, I'm not licensed to do nails in Philadelphia, and somebody told on me. So he's got an attitude based on that. But all I gotta say about all of that, just to kind of bring it all home, is just be careful who you trust. And these influencers are influencers. They are not necessarily good people because you see them on, Instagram, TikTok, and they seem to have a good attitude and they do good work. If somebody's been telling you for 5 to 10 years that they are scammers, then more likely they're scammers, because I was shocked to see this situation. Like I say, I used to watch him on the little Instagram, but I used to watch Lovely Mimi on YouTube. So those two I used to love to watch because I just love the way that they did nails. Simple, quick, beautiful, and just, like of my own heart. But yeah, y'all, I just wanted to bring that to y'all. Want to bring it to your attention. It's been a long day, y'all. I could barely talk. But yeah, I just want to bring it to your attention. I always try to bring things to you guys that just let y'all know that everybody out here does not have your best intention at heart. Whether you're a nail tech, beginner nail tech, hairstylist, lash tech, customer, or somebody that just, wants to do nails. Maybe that's what you aspire to be. Maybe you aspire to be, a wig layer. Don't trust all these things, all these classes, courses, and everything. They're selling you a digital product. You are it. When they say, "Oh, I could sell you a course on how to make $1 million," maybe they're making the money off of you. At the end of the day, if they get enough of you to buy the course, then that's it right there. They've sold it to you. Really, it's a Ponzi scheme. But I ain't gonna get into all that because that leads me down another road. My background is finance, and I don't even want to get into that. But y'all, as always, I thank you for watching. Make sure you're liking, commenting, sharing, and everything. And I do try to get in the comments always, always, always. The first hour is the best time to catch me if y'all want to say hey or whatever. And, I be putting them long comments and stuff, hearting your stuff, all the things. So get in the comments. Let's talk about it. Have you had any of these situations? And it doesn't have to be nails. It could be any of the old crazy things that people doing nowadays. But yeah, y'all, as always, until next video, guys.